The implied consent section is responsible for overseeing the state's breath alcohol testing program. The term implied consent comes from a provision of the Georgia law that states, for people who drive on the roads throughout the state of Georgia, it is implied that they have given consent for chemical testing of their blood, breath, or urine for the purpose of determining whether they are driving under the influence. Driving under the influence poses a serious risk to the public safety of the citizens of Georgia. Each year, over 15,000 people die in alcohol-related motor vehicle fatalities nationwide, with almost 500 fatalities in Georgia alone. According to statistics from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the total number of motor vehicle crashes in Georgia which involve alcohol is estimated to be over 50,000 and represents over $3 billion in life and property loss to the state annually. The degree to which a person experiences psychomotor and cognitive impairment can be directly correlated to the amount of alcohol in his or her blood or breath. Alcohol levels as low as 0.02 can cause measurable impairment of some functions for some people. By the time a person's alcohol level reaches 0.08, virtually all individuals will show some significant degree of driving impairment. Scientific research shows that the average individual with an alcohol concentration of 0.08 is 300% more likely to cause an automobile accident than the average sober driver. This is why it is imperative that we develop effective measures to prevent people who have been impaired by alcohol from operating motor vehicles. The implied consent's mission is to assist law enforcement in improving public safety by giving them the tools they need to accurately identify and test alcohol-impaired drivers. When a person consumes a beverage containing ethyl alcohol, alcohol immediately begins to absorb into his or her bloodstream from the gastrointestinal tract. As alcohol enters the bloodstream, it begins to circulate throughout the body and interact with various tissues and organs. Interaction with the brain and the nervous system results in a depression of the brain's ability to effectively send and receive information to and from various parts of the body. It is this action that ultimately leads to alcohol's impairing effects on human performance. When this alcohol in the bloodstream reaches the lungs, it will ultimately come in close contact with the breath in tiny air sacs called alveoli. It is here that a portion of the alcohol in the blood will form a vapor and cross into the breath. The fraction of alcohol reaching the breath is always proportional to the amount of alcohol in the blood and is always reflective of the level of impairment. Currently, the only breath testing instrument used in the state is the Georgia model Intoxilyzer 5000 manufactured by CMI. The Intoxilyzer 5000 is able to determine the amount of alcohol in a subject's breath sample by evaluating the manner and degree to which it absorbs infrared light. Ethyl alcohol is known to absorb distinct wavelengths of infrared light due to its unique molecular properties. Thus, when a breath sample is exposed to a concentrated beam of infrared light, the beam will either pass through the sample unimpeded, or a fraction of the light will be absorbed by molecules of ethyl alcohol within the breath sample. The greater the number of alcohol molecules within the breath sample, the more infrared light the sample will absorb. Thus, we are able to quantify the amount of alcohol in a breath sample by evaluating the amount of infrared light it absorbs. At any given time, there are between 8,000 and 10,000 law enforcement officers permitted to perform breath alcohol testing. It is estimated that statewide they perform over 60,000 breath tests on more than 500 approved instruments. In order to assist with the oversight of such a large number of operators and instruments, the GBI has partnered with a special unit of the Georgia State Patrol known as the Implied Consent Unit. The Georgia State Patrol's Implied Consent Unit is responsible for inspection and maintenance of breath testing instruments, as well as assisting with the training of law enforcement officers to conduct breath tests. An inspection of each instrument used in the state of Georgia is performed every calendar quarter to ensure that it is in good working order. In summary, the Implied Consent section of the GBI seeks to assist the law enforcement community in the enforcement of DUI laws by developing simple and accurate methods for the analysis of alcohol in breath, training law enforcement officers to properly administer breath tests, inspecting instruments for proper operation, and providing expert testimony regarding breath testing when needed. By providing these services, we hope to make the roads of Georgia safer for all its citizens.